Hey mamas, we're going to do some tapping today on intrusive thoughts. So the emotional freedom technique we're going to do today on any kind of scary, crazy, whacked out thoughts that you may be having. So first of all, we have to pick a thought. So try to pick one that's not on a scale 1 to 10, a 10, like you want to pick like a 8 or 9. So just take a second and pick up a disturbing thought or scary thought that you've been having and pick it up in your brain. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how high is it? I'm going to say mine's like a 9. And then you're going to figure out where in your body you feel this thought, right? Or the feelings around the thought. Okay, so mine's in my head. And now we're going to attach a color to it. Again, yours might be a different color than mine, different part of your body. Ooh, mine's like a red. Okay, so just pick the color that you have, pick the scale 1 to 10 and where in your body that you feel it, okay? Because we're going to use that. So let's just start tapping. Ugh, this thought. Just repeat after me. Oh, I hate this thought. This thought makes me so uncomfortable. It makes me feel gross. It makes me feel like a bad person. It brings up so much guilt and shame. It freaks me out. I hate it. Why do these thoughts keep coming? Why can't I control them? And this thought specifically keeps coming. And I feel anger and resentment towards myself for having this thought. And in fact, for having all of these intrusive thoughts. I feel like a crazy person. I feel like something is very wrong with me. I'm so scared of this thought. Why am I thinking this? I'm so afraid of myself. I don't feel safe in my brain. I don't feel safe in my body. I'm afraid I'm going to lose control. I'm so afraid of this thought happening. I'm so afraid of possibly acting on this thought. Or someone else acting on this thought. It's so scary. I feel like a part of me is broken. I feel like I'm being punished. Made to suffer with these thoughts for all that I've done. And maybe I deserve that. Maybe I'm such a terrible person and a terrible mom that I deserve these thoughts. Oh, God, I hope not. These thoughts keep coming. Day in and day out. I'm just here. And I'm afraid of them. I'm so scared. I'm just going to accept that. I'm going to accept that I feel out of control. That my brain is out of control. I'm just going to sit with this. And I'm going to honor that I feel this way. And I'm going to love myself anyway. Well, at least try. I'm going to try to honor who I am, even with these thoughts. I'm going to accept that this is where I am. And actually, this is where I've been for a while. And I'm just going to honor that. I'm going to honor that I don't know how to control them. I don't know how to manage them. I don't know why they're here. And I'm scared shitless. Okay. Take a deep breath. Okay. Think the thought again. I check in on a scale of 1 to 10. Some of you may have gone up. Some of you may have gone down. Mine went down a lot, a 4. Some of you may not have gone down that much. If I only go down a fraction, that's okay. And check in with where in your body, if it's still in the same spot, if it's moved, if the color has changed, whatever. So mine's yellow now. It's not as red. Okay, so now we're going to do a shift. Okay, take a deep breath. And exhale. Even though I have all these scary thoughts, and in particular, this scary thought, and I'm terrified of myself, and wondering if I want these thoughts to happen, I'm just going to honor and accept myself anyway. And I'm going to be open to the idea that these thoughts are just thoughts. Even though it doesn't feel this way all the time, it feels like these thoughts define me. I'm going to be open to the idea that they don't. I'm going to be open to the idea that they don't define me. I'm going to be open to the idea that they don't run my life. I'm going to be open to the idea that I can learn to manage them. And in fact, learn to cope. And I'm going to be open to the idea that I can think of these thoughts just like I think of all other thoughts, where they come up and they move along. Because the fact is, people have intrusive thoughts all the time. Danielle always makes the reference of her cutting her finger. And that's an intrusive thought. But it doesn't consume her. And if I think about it, I've had some other intrusive thoughts that don't affect me. Not these ones, but other ones. So I'm going to be opening up to the idea that I can manage these just like I manage the other ones. And I'm going to be opening up to the idea that these thoughts are my whacked out superpower. That they don't mean anything about me. It's actually a physiological change in my brain to help me be on high alert to protect my child. I like that. That feels good. Never thought about it like that before. But that's a scientific fact. Well, if that's a scientific fact, That I could say, oh my God, I'm not a crazy person. And I don't actually want to act on any of these thoughts. Oh, when I look at it from that perspective, it starts to lighten. So I'm going to be open to new perspectives around my intrusive thoughts. And I'm going to let go of the fear, worry, and concern surrounding these thoughts. Because these thoughts are just thoughts. And 99.9% of things that I feel anxious about don't actually happen. And so, I'm going to let go of this anxiety and fear surrounding the thought, just like I do with mild intrusive thoughts. So that when the thought pops up, I'll acknowledge it, but then just move it to the side. I'm going to relax now. That feels really good. Detaching myself from this thought. Detaching myself from all the other crazy thoughts. Letting go of this identity to the thoughts. Letting go of the anxiety. Letting go of the fear. Relaxing now. Letting it go in mind, body, and spirit. Go ahead and take a deep breath. And exhale. Okay, I want you to just check in your body. How do you feel when you think of the thought now on a scale of 1 to 10? Mine went down to a 2. Again, some of you may have different results. Feel in where your body it was. And mine was in my head, which feels like very little nothing right now. And we're going to think about the color. Did the color shift? Mine's like a light blue right now. So I made a pretty big shift just by this tapping, and I'm hoping that you guys made that shift as well. Please let me know if this video was helpful for you and what other tapping videos you'd like me to do. This is a huge energy psychology technique that's truly effective in controlling your intrusive thoughts, managing them, coping them, and getting rid of them altogether. So thank you all so much for being on the line. Until next time.